So this is going to be an offline podcast, so I'm just going to jump straight into it. I haven't done a broadcast in a long time, but I definitely want to do a broadcast. And of course, one of the amazing, most important things that happened just in general, but also happened today, is this transmutation effect. That's definitely ascension energies. Obviously, more specifically, the seventh ray of ascension. Obviously, there's a lot of ascension energies having to do with the respect of just the intergalactic response to the occurrence that happens with the high vibrations of the light response corrosion intake from humanity that has noticeably changed. Regardless, the point is, there's a lot of energy coming from the central sun. That's probably the main reason why motherships have been in contact with other motherships with the galactic central sun, which also comes from within. Literally, that all comes from within. I kid you not. So one of the things that's important is insight. The importance of this high vibrational and transmutation and ascension, and ultimately high vibrations, and basically like very high vibrations, is that they're always there. They're always there. Like high vibrations are always there. Just like a celebration to that, and like the withinness, the strength, the actual powers and the abilities that comes from inner strength, inner power, inner peace, the stillness, the joy, the bliss, the truth of abundance, the truth of limitedness, and more importantly, the truth of perfection. Like, that we're actually perfect. So, we have like a more divine, and the way I'm speaking obviously is in the form that's, best for this type of relational transmutation, transformation, ecosystem kind of correlation, elemental communication that's happening between all the spiritual animals and the spiritual elementals, and the communication that occurs with the electromagnetic commutative crystalline grid, or it may not be electromagnetic, but with the crystalline grid, not crystalline grid, crystalline grid of the planet of Gaia. And so there's a lot of things that I want to mention, but most importantly, without a doubt, there's higher vibrations, and what's happening is the connecting of the dots with the high vibrations, and more importantly of that reality wanting. And obviously human beings are turning to there is light, and I'm doing what I can to just inspire myself about the light, which in turn does tend to inspire others, but more importantly, inspire the oneness in the individuality of the creative functionality of these beings, which is incredibly attractively creative and from source. So, and obviously there's a huge incredibly it's obviously close how close our connection is. That's all I gotta say. Obviously we are like one. It's just so amazing. So, obviously there's a lot of great things, and this is not and I actually I haven't done a lot of broadcasts this summer, and it kind of threw me off for keeping track of all the things that occurred that are so spontaneous, because really I kind of am a recorder sort of thing, because that's one of the things I requested. But anyway, so basically this broadcast, so the higher heart, there's more chambers being opened up, per se, to the heart chakra itself. You can feel the colors in it, and it feels good. Or I can feel the colors within me, and there's a chamber opening up within me, and that beings actually wish to open up, because they're all about it. The crystals and the diamond consciousness, that's within. The double diamond sun body, I said that this summer, that sparked a light, and that's just all about the consciousness, which probably has to do with the DNA integration that's occurring on the planet, and that has to do with obviously the types of high vibrational technologies that higher vibrational advanced beings are using and utilizing, and obviously interacting in the now moment, which is happening now. And there's been a long now moment per se to help people grasp it with this explanation I'm about to give in the past 2 days, or just yesterday, and of course today. There's been high vibes, just bliss following, and then Also, what I've noticed, and this is not in 2 days, like in general, me personally, I've changed my breath, which is what the Andromedans recommended, and then, at the same time, they're welcoming us to the high vibrations, and, informing, and a lot of these things that we did know, but a lot of these things I really want to shout out to the colors, like the bright colors that's coming from Gaia, the defense, transmutation, and transcendence of this material plane. It's pretty amazing. And I was thinking about that the other day, actually, that how this is actually all material and how it's quite physical and how I'm just literally all physical. And it took me a while to figure that out, but I realized I'm so physical, but I'm also transmutating. And I noticed that today because I would transmutate and I wouldn't understand how it relates to anything else other than this sort of clearness, this dreamness, this dreaminess, which, is real, but at the same time, the dreaminess, because it reminds me of, what Yeshua said, and it's awesome that I bring this up, something like, along the lines where, there's a reality, and, not necessarily dreams, you don't have to follow the dreams and dream state, you don't have to be into, dreams and stuff. So it's, cool, it's, what I call it to me, of course, anyways. So anyway, getting back to the point, so, yeah, there seems to be, or to me personally, there's an experience I had this morning. It was really strong, and now I'm just kind of used to it, I think. Just the high vibrational tendency all the time that I have. So it's just this pure, I sense from deep within me, a wavering of something, and then I recognize it instantly, because my body, moves and stuff, and responds, and, excuse me. And, all my cells are in tune with one another, kind of thing, so. I can just feel expansiveness. I can feel myself expanding. And it wasn't that I was telling myself I was expanding. It was the truth that I was expanding and actually expanding with one, all that is. And that's what I did this summer, and I knew it was a wise decision. It was pretty successful because I was brave, and I just consistently brave over and 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 over. So brave that I just wanted to be obedient and to serve, and that's kind of what I did. And what I served is I served myself, and I ignited all those cool things about me that I like, and then I just find myself tracking my own bliss. Literally around me is always bliss, because it's the vibe that is emanating from this being, from this vessel. And so now I just take the vessel and now I just embody it. I live inside this vessel, and I now today know it as a vessel. I never really thought about it like that, but I now see it today as a vessel. It's a really cool thing. Consciousness. I actually am one with consciousness. I actually am consciousness. So instead of being it's a really cool thing. I purposely took this. It's I am this vessel, and I'm aware that I'm an earth vessel, and that I'm consciousness inside this earth vessel, which is just immensely powerful. But I'm also consciousness, which is actually way cooler. It just makes me more interested in myself, because there's just so much I have to discover. Today, obviously, is I know that I'm an earth vessel, and I know the role I can play ultimately, galactically, is what I'm saying. But it's more interesting that I'm just in this earth vessel, because I'm more interested in the divinity of it and the oneness of it. Because it's okay, I already know that, there's galactic occurrences going on in the here and now that happens all the time in, high vibrations. But I'm more into the high vibrations of it, because I'm noticing my higher self really getting, in tune with me. Because there's no doubt, because, without a doubt, this summer, it's going to sound weird saying this, but my higher self was impressed with who I am and, who I am on Earth. And that's what I realized, all the things that, I do, I did galactically, all those little galactic missions, being brave in terms of, calling out to the galaxy, or just saying that, I can reach out into the future with the technology that I have, and everyone just plays their own role, and they can use it to create, or, I'm just really expanding the abundance of the bliss of the situation, because of the eagerness that I have to have fun, and to be in joy, and to celebrate this joy with someone else. So with others. So that's kind of what I did. I celebrated the joy with others. The truth of the strength of the new language was just really just consciousness, respect for the. It's really just respect for the vessel, for the being that created the art form, and which is this vessel's unique, or which I am uniquely utilizing the art form. It's amazing that because I brought it to that level. Because now it's a unique thing, because it's universal. Because it not only applies to like the vessel and the body language, of course, and it really totally enhances the vessel, but it really has a higher vibrational standpoint and like an actual success and sort of courage output, because it's on the very fringe of like everything. But at the same time, it's also free, and at the same time, it's not for control. It's for freedom. It's for bliss. It's like that. Those are all my vibes. That's like how I live. And I say like that's how I live, but that's just what emanates from from me. That just emanates from me, and it's weird because I'm noticing it. I'm noticing what comes out of my mouth more and more, and I'm like, well, this guy's so awesome. He knows that he's not being discreditful when he's speaking about the true vibes that he wishes to portray. And it's like I can't lie to myself either when it comes to the fact that I feel like just a credible amount of joy. Like yesterday, I was so just like my body was just so glowing. I was just full of high energy, high vibe energy, that I was just like bliss to bliss. It was literally bliss to bliss movement. It was like, yeah, it was literally bliss to bliss movement. Like I was consciously creating my bliss movements, and I was ingesting everything that I deserve, the love that I deserve, and the greatness that I deserve, and remembering and reminding myself of that, and respecting at the same time my own greatness. So there's not much time left in this broadcast, but where I was going with that is that we are advanced high vibrations, just like synchronized with the high vibrations. They're always there. Andromedans, I'm picking up on everything that they're saying, and I'm like entraining them. Like, we're really close. They're really close. They're really close. Like, they know it's like I know this communication. Like, I don't want to explain this communication. That's pointless. My mission, my desire isn't really to explain the type of communication to others. I want to exist as I have been with the truth of the Andromedans as, beings that are advanced and telepathic, and really friendly, really smart, and really intelligent, and I really like them, and I love their ships, and and they're really educational, really fun. And I adopted that style and developed a style of teaching this summer, which is so incredible that, they just had to be involved in terms of the galactics intergalactically. They wanted to be involved intergalactically. And of course, I'm so sick of saying that this is the headquarters for the Federation of Galactic Federation or Intergalactic Federation. I don't need to say that anymore. It's like, there's a tree, there's a tree, there's a tree, there's a tree, there's a tree. Those who know what I'm talking about know what I'm talking about, and that's all I can say. And I'm one with the Creator, and that's what matters to me. Perfection. And I'm understanding it more and more, so understanding perfection. It's pretty cool. But I am perfect. I am unique in the perfection, and I'm free in it as well. So with eternal love and eternal peace, with lots of love and God's peace. I love you all.